Today, I'm going to be talking about a trilogy that I really like. Something that maybe all of you have heard of, but I don't think you guys really understand where this thing that I'm about to talk about came from. I'm talking about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Now, unfortunately, I can't find the third freaking book, but it's fine. Right now, I just finished the second book, and I just gotta say, so basically what happened was I was cleaning out my closet because we have to move to get our floors done. Long story. Anyway, I found these, and I was like, oh, I'll read them. Why not? And, it just made me remember being, 10 years old and, being on the couch and just reading books and, reading comic books. And it was just, a weird nostalgia trip, I guess. To read comic books again. It's really weird. And it hasn't happened to me, in a while. But anyway, right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of review these books and just, talk about what I like about them and stuff. So, what I like about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is obviously there's the nostalgia factor, because you remember watching the show as a kid and you're like, oh, I remember how Michelangelo's such a goofball and Raphael's insane and a hothead. But you really see where that came from, and that's from these books. And actually, these are the color print version. The original version is actually black and white, and these are the color print versions. And that brings me to one of my only gripes about this series, and that's probably, the colorists didn't color everything exactly right. They didn't have continuity with everything. But besides that, there wasn't really anything wrong. And, some of the dialogue is a little bit weird, but besides that, I don't think there's anything really bad. But the good thing is, if you like gory stuff, then I'd say go with this, because it's not that gory, but it's just enough. And it's weird to think that the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that everyone loves came from scenes kind of like this, where it's they're all bloodied up and stuff, and where people are getting sliced and diced. It's just weird to think that the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles came from such gory backgrounds. But it's, really cool. And, you see the Shredder for the first time, kind of. Now, I'm really looking forward to finding the third book, because it's kind of weird how they set up the story of this. You meet April O'Neil, and they bring characters from the TV series that you may remember, but they bring those characters. This is, where they came from, and all the characters don't share the same origins. April O'Neil isn't a news broadcaster, so that's, a weird thing. And, the whole backstory of how Splinter trained them and all that, and where Splinter got his skills, is a little bit different than the actual TV show. So, if I had to rate this, I'd have to say, without reading the last book, even though I remember what happens, I'd have to rate it a solid 9 out of 10. And I would highly recommend this book series, or comic book series, whatever you want to call it, to anyone that likes the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, or just wants a good story in general, because it's kind of cool. If you like sci-fi sort of stuff, or you don't really like that kind of stuff, then I wouldn't recommend it. But if you do like that sort of thing and you think you'd be interested in it, I'd watch it. I'd read it if I were you. Anyway, this has been my review of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the original book series. So, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow.